Sunday. Luke, good morning.
Good morning to all our loyal viewers. It's a pleasure to be here again to analyze African current events. Yes.
In his company, the man who doesn't move, His Excellence Sogoyu Kegewe. Good morning.
Good morning, Jills. Good morning to the viewers and listeners. As we always remind you that the show is broadcast live on New World Radio
90.5.
So, and a good Sunday to everyone.
Sogoyu Kegewe, journalist, former ambassador of Togo, Burkina. DANIBA and his phone speak, and it's chilling. That's the theme. And you are invited to enrich this show with your contributions. You can do so via WhatsApp, +228 9608 4343. Or on the social networks that are currently relaying us. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for being with us. We start with the legal underpinnings of the extradition of Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henri Sandaogo Damiba. Lukabaki, why is this extradition a turning point for Captain Ibrahim Traore's transition?
I think we first need to go back to the facts. What is the context? Is that Paul Henri Damiba was a senior officer in the Burkinabe army who, along with his colleagues, seeing the insecurity and all the degradation of the Roch-Marc Christian Kabore administration, decided to overthrow him on January 24th, 2022. And so Damiba, who was the highest ranking officer, the most senior and all that, took the lead. And his colleagues told him, well, you have to take the lead so that we can stabilize the country, solve the major problems the army is facing, and then the insecurity issue, and so on and so forth. And so it was on the basis of a very clear commitment that Damiba's group carried out the coup, and thus put Damiba at the forefront of the scene. But for months, here was a Daniba who started to hesitate and ally himself with yesterday's enemies, who contributed precisely to degrading everything precious in that country. As a result, Captain Ibrahim Traore and the other soldiers decided to overthrow him. So he asked for a political asylum in Togo. He got it, but they know each other very well. Captain Traore and even Henri Damiba himself claims to have had very good relations with IB and all that, which means we know Damiba's capacity for action and his network and so on and so forth. And since he's been there as a refugee, normally he has a duty of restraint because the principles of political asylum are known to everyone. Unfortunately, while he was here, he got involved in agitation, in plots, at least as it's always been said since 2023, 24, and so on, that he was at the heart of a conspiracy system to precisely overthrow IB, because he considers that, well, he's my junior, he's not the one who can replace me, and so on. So his ego is really bruised, and he entered into a total conspiracy. So if today, the state of Togo ended up extraditing him, well, it's a decisive turning point. Because since the Ibrahim Traore regime has been in place, all the initiatives this regime takes have been sabotaged by the actions precisely of Henri Damiba. Fortunately, IB's regime allowed all the complicity to be infiltrated or clearly broadcast. In any case, the whole conspiracy that existed and aimed specifically at overthrowing IB's regime. So that means if we manage to get our hands on a man like this, who is truly at the heart of a conspiracy system against the current regime, it's a turning point because they've dismantled a very fierce and heavy system that was engulfing the governance. I think it's indeed a decisive turning point, and from there we're going to learn a lot of things.